Well, I'm off to a great start, and I've already lost the footage of me talking about my Tallulah by Mipi Makes. But here it is, and it's a beautiful design that is now available. The fit is perfect, and it was so much fun to knit. My next finished object is my second version of my own pattern, which is called the Dance Cardi. And this is, you may know the other Dance Cardi that I knit up in the summer was a lightweight version in some Silky Wool. And then that was in a color green, so it's a lightweight version. This, I wanted it to be a heavier weight version, so I actually have a skein of it here. I held this Hedgehog Fibers yarn in the color Teacup, and I held that double with a strand of suri-alpaca undyed, and oh my, it's like wearing a fluffy marshmallow. It's so heavenly. I love this sweater. I love the way it fits. I love how it's somewhat cropped, which you'll see when I stand up. And I love the little tie. I even love the buttons. I chose some rather big buttons, but I think they really work and they never come undone. I'm just so happy with this. This is a top-down design. This version is a little bit different than the first version, but not much. I may have made like the cuffs a little bit longer. These are really pretty seed stitch cuffs, and as well as the seed stitch button band and the seed stitch ties at the bottom, and as well as the bottom hem. So it's a raglan construction, fairly straightforward and easy, and yeah, I'm really happy to have it in my wardrobe. I used a US 5 needle for this, so 3.75 millimeters, and a US 7 4.5 millimeter for the body. And yeah, it's a dream to wear. I wore it out for the first time yesterday. Joe and I went to Marie and Mike's house, and we had some Thanksgiving dinner, and that was really, really lovely. So I got to wear this, and then of course when I got too hot, which I always do, I could just take it off and then put it back on and take it off and put it back on. My norm, right? So yeah, this was such a pleasure to knit, and the pattern is in test knitting now. I wasn't able to find testers for the larger sizes, so I'm going to hold off a bit on releasing this pattern until it's till the sizes have been tested and until it's just the right time, because I'm not going to be rushing anything. This was part of my gift knitting extravaganza that's been going on for the last few weeks, if not a month. I have been knitting gifts like crazy. I think my number this year was 15, and that included things like socks, but not sweaters. Oh, well, I take that back. One cardigan for my granddaughter, but not a adult size sweater. But most of the patterns I used, to be honest, were free patterns. But the one that I really liked the most was this Purl Soho free pattern. It's called Purl Soho Classic Ribbed Hat, 1x1 rib, and this pattern was so much fun to knit. And I don't really, I don't love to knit ribbing all the time, but this didn't bother me. I made 3 hats, so I'll show you the first one I made for my youngest. No, she's not my youngest granddaughter anymore. My middle granddaughter, Blake, and she will be 5. So this has plenty of stretch, and of course the cuff folds up. It's not tacked down or anything. And for this one, I used a mohair held double with this really beautiful sapphire blue yarn that was part of a destash. So I'm not really sure what the company was, but that's the first one. And then I knit one for my oldest granddaughter, Charlie, and here's hers. Now hers, I used a strand of this beautiful yarn, again a destash. I'm not sure who dyed this, but it's a really pretty purpley color, I guess I'd call it. And then I held that double with this Hue Loco Suri Silk, and this was the color Larkspur. But whoa, that is such a pretty color, and it was the perfect match. I mean, the perfect match with the gray and the purple in this one. It made this really pretty, soft, and again, very stretchy hat. And then this is the top. It's got the typical spiral. Then I knew that I needed one for myself because I really liked the way these were turning out. So here's the one. Here's the one that I made for myself in a larger size. And again, just so much stretch, right? So good, so good. I love these hats. Highly recommend this pattern. They have it where you can use solid color stripes. They give you some options, which is nice. And it's just so easy and mindless once you get into the knit one, purl one rhythm, you know? So that was gift knitting. And I guess I should mention to you, if I wrote it down, I'll tell you the size I used. Classic ribbed hat. Yes, US 4 3.5 millimeter needles, and I did go up to a US 5 for my hat. I wanted it to be a little roomier for my head. Okay. Then we can move on to socks. So my oldest daughter, Kelly, has been asking for a pair of knit socks for a long time. I have knit socks for her before, and she loves them. She still wears them, and it's been years, so it was time. She has a rather large foot. Oh, by the way, Kelly, or anyone in my family, if you're watching, please turn off this video. I don't want to ruin any surprises. But yeah, here are the socks that I knit for Kelly. And these are knit with DK weight yarn. This gorgeous blue, gray. It has greens in it and even some like dusty pinks. It's a really cool, moody color. And then I used a contrast color for the toes. And let's see if I have. Oh, by the way, here was the that yarn for the sapphire colored hat. Isn't that beautiful? I have enough to make another one, which is always fun. Okay, so this is what I have left of the 100 gram skein, and this is by Palmer Yarn Company, 7525 DK sock in the color Shoreline. So this will be perfect for some toes, I think, or cuffs. So yeah, I hope Kelly likes these. I did a heel flap and gusset top down, like always, vanilla sock for her. And I used a US 3 needle, 3.25 millimeters. All right, I'm just checking off as we go along. Next finished object is a shawl. Now, this is another free pattern. It's called the Indie Blomst Shawlette. I will put everything I talk about down in the description of this video, so don't worry if you don't, understand a word I say, or if I mispronounce it, it'll all be down below. It's called the Vibes Scarf. I called it the Indie Blomst Scarf because that is the name of the company that indieblomst.com. But it is actually called the Vibes Scarf. And I used a US 4 needle, and no, it called for a US 4. I'm sorry, I used a US 5. And let's see. So yeah, this was, here it is. This was a very, I want to make sure I have the right side I'm showing you. I think it's this side here. Isn't that so pretty? Simple, yet so effective. I love this thing. I used some sock yarn that I had dyed in this blue. I had used some jasmine flowers to dye blue. And then I held it with some blue mohair that I had in stash, some extra blue mohair. And I just think it's so cute. Like, and it feels really, really nice on my neck. There's zero itch factor at all. So this will also be a gift for my daughter. And yeah, I made one very similar, different colors that I sent to my other daughter, which I can tell you about at the end of the video. That'll be later for the personal section. Boy, this feels really, really nice on. I tell you what, I love it. So yeah, I was really happy to find this free pattern after searching and searching and searching for something simple. I just wanted it to be simple, still pretty and feminine and effective, and not fiddly. You know, I didn't have time for fiddly because 14 gifts is a lot. And one of those gifts was a lot more involved. It was a punch tufting. It was a tufting or needle, why can't I think of words today? needle punch? Yeah, that thing. I did an entire alphabet for my youngest granddaughter, Elowen. So all of that has been shipped to Hawaii, and then I'll be joining them later this week, and we're going to celebrate Christmas there. So exciting. Lots going on. All right, so that was the shawl. Oh goodness, I'm going to be putting in some video or photographs of some of the other things that I did make that I shipped. Like I made a stuffed Mipi doll, rabbit rather. I sent that. I made my son-in-law Javen some socks. I made my daughter Sarah some socks. I made Sarah a shawl. I made Elowen the alphabet I was telling you about, a little carpet, which I've shown you in the last video, and a really cute little hat with a tufted yellow ducky on the middle. So fun. It was so much fun. Oh, here's the Mipi that I made. I hope you can see that. Sun coming through. This, again, a free pattern. I will link everything down below. This was so fun to make with the little carrot and everything. Oh, it came out so cute. So cute. And then this was the beginner baby beanie that I used for Elowen's hat. Simple garter stitch. I used my avocado-dyed yarn again. So there's two more gift items I want to show you. This one is a hat that didn't turn out so well, so I'm not sure who's going to be getting this. I might be donating this one. It was originally intended for Blake, but it turned out pretty big. It has a folded under, you know, rim. It's huge. It's just so big. But there's the top. So this one's going to go probably in the donate bin. And then this gift is finished as well, and this is for my son-in-law who lives in Connecticut, and this is what it looks like when it's not folded up. Let me fold it up. So this is called the Hill 60 hat, another free pattern. Okay, this is by Galt House of Yarn, and I saw someone on Instagram had posted that this is her favorite gift hat. And I struggle so hard to find good men's gift hats, or any hats. I just struggle. But I thought this one was really cool. It's a classic ribbed toque, reminiscent of the sailors' watch caps of World War II. So it has the 2x2 ribbing on the brim, and then it turns into this really cool, I want to say that was like a 6x2 rib. And I think it's going to fit him well, and he can wear this when he's out shoveling and snow blowing. I need to tell you a little more about the hat. I used a skein of the Cascade 220 for that, so that's a DK weight, and it took most of that skein. I used US 7 4.5 millimeter double pointed needles for the top and then circular for the bottom. Yeah, so easy. It comes in baby, child, and adult, and I chose the adult size for that. So highly recommend Hill 60 if you're looking for a gift knit for a man in your life. I'm surrounded by stuff. This is the last finished object, and this is a brand new crochet design that I just whipped up. I needed a break from all the gift knitting. I really did. So yeah, I whipped this up. I used a J hook, 6mm, and a K hook. Oh, and then I used some DPNs in US 5 for the I-cord, which I'll show you. And this was a pretty fun little project. Like I said, it worked up really quickly. These are the yarns I used, and these are all either DK or worsted weight. And those are the colors. I love that color palette, the pinks and the creams and the beige. I kind of wish everything I own was in those colors. So let's see, here we are. So it is a cute little cowl made out of this really fun crochet, like V-stitch, V-clusters, I guess I'd call them. Yeah, and it is seamed in the back, so you just work it flat like a rectangle and then seam it in the back, and then you make your I-cord, and then you just weave it through, you know, the V-stitches, and that way it will stay up on your neck. This one is going to be so perfect for the cold, cold days when you really want your neck to be warm, because this will, you know, do that accordion thing. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. This may just be a free pattern. I'm not sure, but if you're interested in test crocheting this, reach out to me. My email is in the down below in the description, so just send me an email and let me know that you might want to test crochet this little cowl. Is that everything I wanted to say? Like I said, it's just various wools. This was some of my own hand dyed. This was the yarn I used for Patreon for my patrons. This is the undyed version of that. This was something I picked up from, this is a Canadian wool that I got from like a destash thing. And is that it? This one here, I want to say, what is that one? That's definitely 100% wool, but I don't remember exactly what kind or the brand. So yep, that is finished. That was very satisfying to get that finished. All right, let's move on to works in progress. Okay, let's get on with our whips. I'm gonna start over here. So this is something new that you can't say cast it on because it's crochet, but something new that I started making. And this is a pattern by Sandra Paul, Cherry Heart. And this is a paid for pattern called Baubles and Berries. And here's a picture of this beautiful throw or wrap. This uses up an advent calendar, which is nice. And it it calls for an E hook, which is 3.5mm, but I used a G hook, which is 4mm. So mine will be a little bigger than what they say. And what else can I tell you? I am using what's left over of my Hedgehog Fibers yarn that I used in this dance cardi. I'm using this in it, and there was also another little ball of it that was left. I'm also using a bunch of palette minis by Knit Picks. They're all here in this basket. Maybe you can see in there. I'm not sure. If not, I'll put some video in. But I tried to just choose some nice light colors, and things that I thought would, look good with this, for example. So yeah, hopefully it'll work out. This yarn, I'm lucky that it has so many colors in it. The only color I won't be adding any pink to the blanket, at least not now, not from what I have in stash, but there's so many, there's blues and yellows and greens and browns and just, yeah, a lot of different colors in here that makes it work really well with the all the others. So let me show you. I haven't gotten very far yet, and I'm working right now on this color mini, but I'll try to show you what I've got so far. Here we are. Hopefully my bobbles are popping out, because sometimes they like to pop back in on me and then I pop them out again. But it's a beautiful design. It has these really pretty flowers at the bottom, and then there's bubbles and a lot of just double crochet and single crochet. So it does take, I love the bottom too. That bottom border is so pretty. It definitely takes concentration. The pattern is very well written, and there's also picture instructions for some of the special stitches. But it's, if you know how to chain, single crochet, double crochet, you know, wrap the yarn around your hook a couple times, you're fine. You can do this one. But it is not mindless. I really love how the brown bobbles are popping right out. Those are really fun. Yeah, it's not a mindless crochet project. This is something I plan to have going on for a while, and that's fine with me. I feel that way about a lot of my projects now. It needs to take as long as it needs to take. Oh, here's another little nugget of that beautiful teacup color. I'm a little obsessed with that, I'm not gonna lie. So that was Baubles and Berries. Don't have much else to say about it. Like I said, it uses your advent calendar if you have one, 24 20-gram minis. Yeah, total of 2,098 yards. So if you are getting an advent calendar this year, I would recommend picking up this pattern to use for it if you crochet. I love to crochet as a change from knitting because it just, I think it helps my hands too. All right, next is in this little pouch. This is a pullover for my middle granddaughter Blake. Again, she is in need of a sweater, her mom said, and so that's what she shall get. So I am sorry about any crinkling. I'll try to edit it out if I can. But this is the famous Flax by Tin Can Knits. This is a very easy, this is a free pattern again. Very easy, straightforward. It really holds your hand. If you've never done a raglan top-down sweater, this would be the one for you. I would highly recommend it. It comes in all the sizes, from 0 to 6 months, all the way up to 6XL. And it's amazing. It's an amazing pattern. The original design has a ribbing that goes on the shoulders and then down the sleeves. I have included the ribbing. I just started. This is about a day's worth of work, or an afternoon, I should say. It's going to be a little hard to show you because it's on small needles. But like, all right, here's the ribbing that you can see for the shoulder area and on the other side. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to carry it all the way down the sleeves. It'll depend on how I feel when I get there. But I did a twisted rib neck instead of the just standard ribbing collar. I did a twisted. So I did knit every knit stitch to the back loop, and then I purled every stitch regularly. So right now I have finished the raglan increases, and I am just going round and round until I get to about 5.5 inches, and then I will divide for the sleeves. And yeah, this should not take long, but I'm using my favorite workhorse yarn, which is fisherman's wool. I know I talk about it a lot. This is the color Birch Tweed. I have to make myself a sweater out of this someday. I just have to. Or cardigan, rather. I think I'd rather a cardigan in this. It would match everything. Let's see. Do I have anything else to add to that? US 6 4mm and US 8 5mm. And I am knitting size 6 to 8. I went bigger than, you know, she'll be 5, but I wanted this to be roomy for her. I'll make sure the sleeves, though, fit her, because that would be really annoying to have sleeves that were too long on a kid's sweater. But I want there to be plenty of positive ease in this so she can get a couple years wear out of it. So, yep, we'll get this one done for Christmas. Put that away. Right, we're slowly getting through this. We're slowly doing it. All right, so we have just 2 more finished objects that I'm going to share with you, or works in progress. I forgot one in the house, and I'm not going to go back and get it, but I'll show you that one when it's finished anyway. It's just another hat. So this is one of my newest designs, and one that I'm super excited about. So we'll start with the yarn. I'm using some Jagger-Spun 100% wool, USA wool, 264 yards, and so this is a DK weight. Jagger-Spun, you probably have heard, they are going out of business if they haven't already. But I picked up this not this past summer, but the summer before at a retreat when we got to tour the Jagger-Spun mill, which was really wonderful, and I'm glad I got to do that before they closed up shop, because they've been around forever. So the yarn, this is an undyed. It's just cream. It's natural color. And I'm going to try to show you what I've got so far. Here it is. It's this very beautiful fern stitch, fern lace. This is going to be a slip over, and I'm doing a new construction that I haven't tried before. This is an experiment, which you do when you design. So this will be going from bottom up and then top down. Once you get to the top, the shoulders and the neck will start going back down again. So yeah, there's not a lot to say about it yet, except that I'm enjoying this lace so much, because every other row you get to purl, like it's a rest row. So that's amazing. That's my favorite kind of lace. My hope and my goal is to do like a series of patterns with this stitch in it. So I want to have the slip over, that's this, and I hope that that will be v-neck with some ties on the side. That's the goal. Then I want there to be a cowl with this stitch in it, and a sweater or cardigan. And one more thing. What was I thinking? Not socks. Is that it? Oh, a hat. Yeah, I thought it would be really cute too in a hat. So, yep, that will be coming to you in the future. I'm not sure when. I'm not rushing. I'm taking my time, but I've got my snowman up there because I'm really in the Christmas spirit. And the house is decorated and I'm feeling it. I'm ready for it. So I have 4 of the skeins, and I'm hoping that that is enough for the slip over. It should be. I feel like that's plenty. All right, let's move on to this last whip. Oh, it's in this big basket. It's the perfect basket for larger sweater patterns, I think. So I told you all about this on my last episode, and I've been watching many podcasts who also are featuring this gorgeous book called Memory Lane by Claudia Quintanilla. Embellished Knits to Cherish is the name of her book. And Claudia was kind enough to gift me this book. You know, I would do a review on it in return and share it with you all, as well as gift me a kit for making one of the sweaters in this book. So the one that I chose is called Azul. I'll show you a picture. There is the beautiful pullover called Azul. So pretty. Color work, obviously, knit top down, raglan shaping, and the color work is pretty straightforward, which I'm most excited about. It's the same, you know, repeat over and over, but there are stripes of color, so you're changing your color, your background color as you go along. So far, since I had so much gift knitting and some illness, I have been slow to get this finished or worked on or even begun. It took me quite a while to start. I just got behind, and it happens, but it's okay. We don't need to rush our knitting, do we? So far, the only thing I have finished on this, as I untangle it, is a collar. So I'm going to try to show you what I have so far. So this is what we have so far. We have a folded over collar. It has this really cute little picot edge fold, I guess, that makes the edge, which I love. And I am using US 6 needles. I am using a strand of Knitting for Olive held together with a strand of Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair. So we have, this is the way that I organized all of the yarns so that I could keep it straight. So like, for example, these two are held together. This is Knitting for Olive Merino in Camel Rose, as well as Sandnesgarn. That's right, it was Sandnesgarn Tin Silk Mohair in the color Putter Rose. That's so far what I've been working on, but I am going to soon be moving into this gorgeous ice blue color. And yeah, ice blue. This is again Knitting for Olive and Sandnesgarn Sunday. This is Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair. So I hope I haven't confused you. The two brands are combined throughout the pattern, basically, depending on what colors. But there's also some beautiful pink called Poppy Rose. We have wheat. Is that, I showed you that. Oh, here's another color. This is Flamingo. That's really lovely. And did I get everything? Ice blue, Poppy Rose, wheat, soft peach. Camel Rose you saw. I think that's about it. Yeah, it uses quite a bit of this ice blue because of all the color work is knit in the blue, and the raglans too. So yeah, this is going to be my winter project that I am just going to snuggle down with and just focus and devote all of my energy and all of my time to knitting up this beautiful piece. So yep, stay tuned for the Azul as I progress. I will keep you posted, you know, every month on how I'm coming along. But gotta grab this book. There are so many gorgeous patterns in here. I think it's 18 or 19. Amazing. Highly recommend. Claudia has a yarn shop called Unit Toronto. It's in Toronto. Go follow her on Instagram. She's a lovely woman. You will absolutely adore her and her designs. Okay, I wonder how long it's been so far. So I have one yarn acquisition, and this is a yarn that I've never worked with or seen, and it's a Lion brand yarn called Sock Ease. I have heard of it. I just haven't run across it for some reason. But here is one of the skeins I picked up. This is 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, 438 yards, 400 meters. It's a 75-25. It's a washable wool with nylon, so good for socks. Machine washable, dryable. And the color is called Grape Soda. And I don't know if you could see that price, but that's a $4.99 price tag. And this is at a store that I'm not sure if everyone has this, but Ocean State Job Lot is, I don't know, it's about a half an hour from me. And we like to go there sometimes to get bargains. Like anything that there was too much of in a store, they just send it over here to this store. So they get a lot of good stuff, a lot of name brands. So this was $5. I picked up 5 of these, everything they had left basically, because I can easily make a cardigan with this. It would be actually really cute, I think. And what was I going to say? Oh, the price. So yeah, it's $5 a piece, and then we ended up getting, I think, 40% back because it was Veterans Day and Joe's a veteran. So that was so fun. This was really inexpensive. So I'll probably end up having like a $10 sweater when I'm done. But that was fun. Just a little chatter, a little tiny bit of chatter. I hope you all had a really nice Thanksgiving. We had a very nice Thanksgiving. We stayed home. It was snowing and they were predicting about 11 inches, so we didn't want to risk it. So like I said earlier, we celebrated Thanksgiving yesterday with friends and exchanged Christmas gifts, which is always nice. And then let's see what's going on. So December is going to be so busy for me. Like I said, I'm flying to Maui to meet my granddaughter for the first time. She's 3 months old and I can't wait to squeeze her. And we're going to do a lot of fun things while we're there. My youngest daughter and her husband are planning some stuff right now. We're going to do a whale watch, which I've always wanted to do. We're going to go to a festival, maybe a luau. We're going to hit up a winery. What else? I'm going to definitely be getting shave ice. I love that. We're going to go out to eat and the beach. So that's a lot to do in a short time. I think we have 8 days. But that's going to be wonderful. I cannot wait. I'm packed. We're leaving in a couple days. It'll be my oldest daughter and I will be traveling together and staying with my youngest daughter. What else? Oh, and then when we return, I'm going to be having some surgery done. I have carpal tunnel in my right hand pretty severely. So it's about time. It's been so long since I've had symptoms. So it's really time to finally get that fixed. So that'll be done. And then, gosh, I feel like it's like it's Hawaii. Get home from Hawaii surgery. A week later, Joe and I are going to a Buffalo Bills game in Buffalo, New York, and I've never been to a Pro Bowl game ever. I'm so excited. And I am knitting us Buffalo Bills hats. I'm making them in royal blue, and then I bought some emblems to put on. And we're going to spend a couple of days in Buffalo, and we're just going to make a time of it. And it'll be so fun right before Christmas. But then Christmas will come, my son will visit, we'll go down to Connecticut. It's just going to be crazy. And then before I know it, it'll be January, and Marie and I will be having our knitting retreat. So, wow. Life is busy. But yeah, I have no complaints. Everything is going great. I hope you are doing well. It's been wonderful just to sit here and catch up with you a little bit. And I will talk to you soon. Bye now. Oh, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. If you stayed this long, man, you're my hero.